the next 2 weeks, what perhaps may shift for you as we go through the holidays and the thinking of the new year. Just one more reminder that setting your chat to everyone will be important so we can all see and interact with your message. Our agenda this evening, we will conclude with an indulgence activity, which will be new. We're going to walk through your weekly setup, right? We want to get ready for this week. And that's the best thing about Silk and Sonder is that every week is a new week. We're going to start fresh. We're going to start new. We have some blank pages. And so we're really excited about that. And then we'll end with the closing after the indulgence activity. So just want to make sure that everybody has their December journal handy. Maybe you have a marker or two, or whatever, washi tape, stickers, whatever your setup you like to use. Maybe you just want to have a pen or a pencil because you're not sure what you're going to learn tonight or take away from the rest of the members joining us this evening. So it's up to you. And the fun part is that you're going to learn from one another. And so it's pretty exciting that we get to think about this next week ahead and everything that is possible and could be possible, and how you might journal about it and how you might think about writing down and creating this fun week ahead. And again, tonight is all about falling in love with your journal. Perhaps it's getting reacquainted. Maybe you haven't used it much this month because December is a busy month. There's a lot of things happening and going on. So maybe you're just picking it up for the first time. And you know what? That's okay. Or maybe you're just here tonight to learn new things from one another. And I love that as well. And so we're all here really just to connect and learn and make the most of our experience. And so I invite you to turn your journal to page 44, and that will be for this coming week. So tomorrow is December 20th. And it just, to me, it is hard to believe it's the second to last week of the year. So we're going to focus for the next few minutes on the left-hand side of the page. So actually page 44. The three sections that I'll focus on first is this week I want to feel, weekly to-dos, weekly major, 3 goals. And now I'm going to give you some ideas before we start working on what those mean to us. So here's an example from one of the Sonder fam members, and I'd like to just start at the top. So this week I want to feel. So what are some words? Maybe it's just one word. Maybe there's something as you go into the week, maybe you've got some time off, maybe you're hosting family members, maybe you've got a ton of things that you want to do. What is the word or words that you would like to feel at the end of the week? This person says hydrated and well rested. And in the bottom right of that little box, they say life and work balance. So it looks like water is something that this person is really focusing on for the week. So underneath that, weekly major, 3 goals. And so the number one is 88 ounces of water a day. So again, really helping support that how they want to feel that day. Underneath it, steps, and underneath that, sleep. So water, steps, and sleep. And I love how this person put next to their goal, like, what is it? How are they going to accomplish it? So 8 minutes or 8,000 steps a day, and then in bed by 9:30 at night. And how do they want to feel when they do that? So really putting some thought into their major goal for the week. Under weekly to-dos, I love also how they put that into 4 different quadrants. One area, it says to do with little areas to write different to-dos. One is self-care, one is errands, and the other is other self-care. And so those are just different fun ways to identify things that you want in those 3 areas. Now, because this is a unique week, perhaps for some people, they also drew little bubbles around certain dates. Maybe that the office is closed, or they have a party, or they were going to have a movie day. So they just highlighted different things there. So I'm going to give you a couple more examples. We like to repurpose some areas sometimes when it just maybe doesn't fit for us. So on the left-hand side with the blue handwriting, the weekly to do, they wrote a weekly playlist. So things that they want to listen to. The other is also how I want to feel. They decided to write down TV shows or audibles that they want to listen to. And under that, instead of their 3 goals, they wanted to just write down things that they were interested or perhaps that they wanted to explore. So just another area to journal, to write things down for that week that they wanted to make sure they kept track of. And then on the right, this was another really neat idea for your weekly to-dos. Delete, delegate, and delight. So what are 3 things that week where you could delete? Old pictures off the phone, delegate. How could you delegate files for somebody to create and print? And then delight, dinner and dessert prepped and made for my husband. So those are just some fun, different ways to share how you might think about filling out those 3 areas. Now I'm going to just share one more area, the bottom section of this one, and then I'm going to give you some time to fill this out. So let's move to the habit and activity. So habit and activity, these can be things where you really want to continue doing a habit that you already do. They may be an area where you're starting a habit that you really want to create or keep track of, or and you don't have to, like on here on the right hand side, you don't have to fill out all the lines either, and you don't have to put a goal of numbers on the top left, but you can make it for what you want it to be. So up on the top left, they're kind of focusing on gratitude and creativity. On the other 2, they're really looking at like daily self-care habits. So how can they create a habit around brushing your teeth, taking a shower, washing your face, unplugging, making the bed, brushing, washing hair, reading, making lunch. So things that you know you can be successful at and check off so that you can feel accomplished. And so here's one more example before I give you some time, kind of an overall view. So this person says they want to feel prepared. They have 3 goals, and then they have some to-dos, and then they have a variety of things for their habit activity. And then they fill them in with little just, markers, but you could use stickers for that area as well. And you can see their goals were pretty high and they didn't necessarily meet all of them. And that's okay too. Nobody's looking at that. Nobody's judging that. This journal is specific for you and only you. So it's fun then to trend it if you want to trend it week after week, if you want to use the same ones. If you decide at any point that each week you want to do something new, again, that's totally up to you as well. So it's just kind of fun to say, hey, I just want to keep doing the same things to see if I can truly make it a habit. I'm going to put it at a 6 every week for the month. Maybe you start out only doing it 3 times, and the next week you do it 4 times, and the next week you do it 6 times, and then you see that, oh, I was able to create that as a habit. But now in January, I can move it to another, change it up and do it that way. So like I said, it's totally up to you. And now I really encourage you to spend the next several minutes filling out this page for yourself. And I'd love to see in the chat how you might either repurpose a section or what are your weekly to-dos? What are your habits? Share with us. We'd love to learn from you and hear from you and be supportive in this community. So I'm going to turn off my video and I am going to play a song for you. All right, everyone, welcome back. Wow, everybody's so supportive and encouraging around what markers, washi tape, where products are. I love all of that. It's so great. Thanks for being engaged and interactive. Some comments that really stood out to me are goals. Someone, Crystal says her goals are things that she's been putting off. So cleaning out emails, ordering prints of photos, decluttering, inputting grades, writing cards, letters. You're going to work on each one for just a short period of time each day. I love that because sometimes it's just easier to tackle them in just short little bites. So Karen, your goals are to bake something, watch a Christmas movie, and work out for yourself versus teaching. I love that too. Some really doing things for you. I think that's good. And Lori, just one last one, having a small solstice bonfire in your backyard and making a wreath from tree trimmings. I love it. Truly celebrating the week of the holiday and everything that's happening. So that sounds amazing as well. Thanks, everybody. I hope you're able to complete that page or get it started for the week so that you can feel prepared. Thank you again. That's awesome. So let's turn to the right-hand side of your page now, and let's look at the meal plan section. And I've just got some fun ideas for you. Sometimes people like to use this for what it is, like actually jotting down the food that you consume, not just what you plan. Some people like to use it as a meal planner, like here's what I'm going to make every day this week. And then they use a little sticky note and they go to the grocery store and only buy on what they're planning. So there's a couple different ways you can use it that way. Some people like to not use it for a meal planner and they use it for daily affirmations or quotes. Sometimes they like to do their playlist or movies or ideas like that here. On the right-hand side of the page, I have somebody that used it as a decluttering plan. And maybe in the next couple of weeks, this would be a helpful thing as we think about moving into the new year as well. You can see on the right-hand side here, they chose a different area every day. Paperback books, and on Mondays, clothing already sorted, they're going to do on Tuesdays. On Sunday, they're going to do the linen closet. So again, just taking little bite-sized chunks and doing something each day. Some people plan what they're going to wear every day. Some people write down the national day of the week or birthdays or anniversaries. Here's another example, again, on the left-hand side. Some people like to write their gratitude in that section. Some people on the right-hand side, reflections of what's gone well. The GLAD acronym, which is grateful. So something they're grateful for. Learned, so the L is for learned, something that they learned that day or that week. Something that they achieved. So something that went well that they achieved, and then something that they were delighted about or were delighted by. And then they went on to do favorite moments, wins, and hard moments and hiccups for the week. So just a recap of the week using that meal section page. And so we're going to move on to Mind Body Health Plan, a great food memory and song. And so here are some more ideas for this area as well. So you can jot down your exercise, your yoga routine in the mind, body, and health section. You could write down your daily affirmations. Sometimes I like to use this area from the homepage on the app where we have the daily affirmations, and I just write them down because it's helpful for me to repeat it that way. Or how do you actually want to feel? So instead of writing down your exercise routine, how do you want to feel after it? And then perhaps bingo ideas, like in the shopping list area. I've seen a few people write in like their own bingo for the week. Like, what are the activities that you want to do or accomplish that week? And then this beautiful handwriting where there's a quote or an affirmation in the shopping list area. So really fun ways to repurpose this section as well. So I'm going to give you some time to fill out this entire page. Again, share in the chat how you're using it, how you like to use it, any ideas that maybe came up for you that you'd like to share. And I'm going to play another song for all of us, and I'll go off camera and enjoy each other and have fun. And let's see if we can be productive in the next few minutes. And we will see you back here in just a little bit. All right, welcome back, everyone. Sounds like a lot of fun things chattering about. Melissa, thanks for stating that you use an area for the eating disorder recovery quotes. That's been very helpful for you as well. Looks like a lot of people, Crystal, your goals are things, oops, you said that one already. Hang on, let me just look here. Somebody really wanted to see the GLAD acronym. I think we put that in the chat: gratitude, learning, achievement, and delight. Somebody said you could use loving for the L as well. You can make GLAD your own. You can make up your own positive framed words for that, like loving, learned, appreciative. So I think that's great too. Somebody, Cornelia, loved the idea of your personal bingo. There's so many hobbies that you have now, so you can break and do them. So that's exciting too. So thanks for taking time to do that. Hopefully you feel like you have a good start on your page 44 and 45. I'm going to now have you turn to the next page, which is the weekly planner. And here's a couple examples of the weekly planner. So this is a spread on the right-hand side. So on the top, outfits are planned in the one thing box as an example. Some people like to use that for gratitude. Some people like to use that for maybe just actually tracking the weather, like what's the high temperature, what's the low temperature, maybe the moon phase, things like that. Under the calendar, some people like to use it as like what's their schedule, what's their gratitude for the day, maybe some people like to do a reflection of actually journaling. So how are you journaling? What is your recap of the day, so you can kind of look back? Lots of different examples. This person uses markers, stickers, different sizes of lettering, and at the bottom they say things like 3 things I appreciate about myself, 5 things I'm really proud of, things I'm grateful for, what made me laugh today. So just a unique and different way to look at different ways to, beautiful ways to use your lettering and your markers and your pens. This is a really unique way too. How do we look at a positive word for the day, and what does it mean to you, and blocks of color? I think it's just another beautiful way to think about our week and our day in a different way. And then here is another one, a focus area, maybe under the one thing, and then little bullet points of things that they need to get done, and then another word for grateful, and then lots of great check marks for the water intake at the bottom. Very impressed with that. So, and then here's another gorgeous way of using beautiful, I think it maybe is marker or pencil, I'm not sure, but it's just a beautiful way to use very creative skills here in blocking and tackling what their schedule is for the day, and how they're feeling, things to do. So really neat calendar spread there. So I'm going to give you some time to with another song for you to fill out your coming week. And I know it may be a different week. I know I have a couple days off, so those days won't be necessarily my normal work day planning, but I've got a lot of things to do to get ready for the holidays coming up. So my week will be a little bit different, so I'm going to need to take a little bit different approach than I normally do. So I hope that you can have some fun with this. And I also would love to hear potentially in the chat about your coming week and how it might be different than earlier in the month or a different month, and what kind of things that you have planned. I know it's the solstice coming up, and I heard a few fun things being planned. So how might your Tuesday look for you I think it's Tuesday, yes. Tuesday look for you as you think about planning those, and what will you draw or use stickers for on that day? And so I'm just gonna give you another song and we'll see what you say in the chat. Thanks. All right, it sounds like a lot of people have a lot of things going on this week, and I'm just going to read what um, Michelle said. I'm trying to manage expectations of myself this week. My goals are only the things that must be done: wrapping presents, holiday meal planning, grocery shopping, cooking. Anything more is icing on the cake. I love that. I think Crystal said some days I use the daily space for to-dos other than I did. I like that as well. So I think some other people said that they really like to use the space in the weekly planner for um, just journaling about what happened during the day as a reflection. So I love seeing all the interactive comments and really appreciate that. So we're going to move on to our next activity, and it's an indulgence activity. So I'd love everybody to get out your notes page. So if you don't want to use a notes page because you're saving that, you can just get out a piece of paper. Or if you'd like to use a notes page or just a corner of a page, I'm going to ask you to think about indulgence gifts. And I'm going to have you draw a square. So if you want to take a marker or a pencil or washi tape and make a square, you can do that. And then I'm going to have you draw a little bow on top of that box because this is going to be a gift to yourself. And inside this box, inside this gift to yourself, you forget about all the gifts that you've been buying for other people and think about wrapping this gift up to yourself. I'd like you to write things inside this box that you would love to give yourself. And you can decide what that is. It doesn't have to be things that you have to buy or go and do. It can be anything else. And so I'm going to just share you my little box. I'm not an artist and I'm not creative. So that's my box, and it's in the my bow is in the shape of the heart because some things in here have to do with my heart. One of them is permission to rest. And especially this time of year where I'm always trying to do for everyone else. So permission that it's okay maybe to sleep in on one of my days off or go to bed early. Time to read. I have a stack of books that I've been just wanting to read. I would love to start a new family tradition, and I'm looking for ideas on maybe what that would look like. I would love to plan a solo trip in 2022. I'd love to go on a 2-week vacation with my husband. I'd love a massage and a mani-pedi. See, I did a couple things that I could go do. I have a dream and I'd love others to accept my dream. I would love a mentor for my dream. And I would love a personal fitness coach because that is something that's been on my monthly intentions, my monthly habit tracker and my weekly habit tracker, and I just haven't gotten there. So I think having a fitness coach maybe in 2022 would be good. I would feel like I would be indulging in myself to do that for me. So these are all kind of ideas that I had for myself as I thought about how I would indulge in myself for now. So whatever comes up for you, I'm going to give you one more song to do this activity. And again, draw your box however you like. Share in the chat what some of these are for you. Take a picture of it, share it in Sonder Club because we'd all like to see what your box looks like. And I will see you back here in just a short few minutes. Thank you so much for sharing in the chat and doing that activity with me. And thanks for your comments about my creativity on the box. Just like to share some of them I know sometimes the chat goes fast, but I was really, my heart was really warmed by some of your comments. Somebody said extra coffee. I love that. Allowing yourself to indulge in some coffee, sleeping in. Somebody's getting a haircut, a long overdue haircut. I love that. Taking time for you is so good. Sleeping in, I echo that. Snuggling your dog is good. Time to color. It's so important to color. If you haven't joined a Sonder Social for our coloring page, activity. We have one on Wednesday this coming week. Otherwise, there's one or two in January. Acceptance and love, permission to love myself and be loved. I love that you put that in your box, and I hope I wish that for you as well. Making truffles, enjoy that time, just savor and know what it feels like to just put your love into those truffles as you think about giving those out as gifts. Karen, feeling your grief today, the loss of your mom 20 years ago. We are wrapping our arms around you and hugging you, and being okay with success and failure. And we know that we all go through those times, those ups and downs of not knowing if things are going to be okay tomorrow or not, if we've passed, if those tests coming back are going to be good. And so that's what this community is about. This community is about supporting one another, not only in the Sonder socials, but on Sonder Club. We can continue these conversations there. We can share our box that we drew tonight with our indulgent gifts to one another. And we can, as the week goes on, share as we support one another how these gifts came true this week. Let's share a haircut. Let's share our nail polish. Let's share the passing of our test. Let's share our rested face after we were able to sleep in. Let's share a picture of our truffle. Let's really support one another. Let's share all of those services that we go to. Perhaps there's a picture of the group that you're going to be with. And I just, somebody even said they're getting their ears pierced. Let's see that. Let's be there for one another. That's what Silk and Sonder's about, is being there for one another, supporting one another, and helping each other through life's great moments and life's not great moments. And we're so happy to be truly part of each other's lives. Even though we may not see each other or meet one another in person, we continuously support one another on this weekly journey as we continue to meet week after week and set up our weeks together. We can support one another. We also have the Sonder Social on setting up our month. So as we think about next week and thinking about January, we hope you join us again. There's several Sonder Socials on our setting up the January month. And so we're just, like I said, really excited about you being with us. Take pictures from tonight. Let us see what you learned. Let us see what you accomplished. Share it in the Sonder Club. These QR codes are for you. If you haven't joined the app yet, just pick up your phone, turn your camera on, take a picture. There'll be a little screen at the top that comes up, and that's how you download the app. And we love to hear back from you. We're always learning from you, things that you like or don't like. We want to hear both because we continuously try to improve your experience. And so take the survey. If you don't want to take it via your picture on the QR code, we will email every single one of you after this, and you can get a link there and you can take the survey through the link. And so again, it's just been a pleasure. Sarah and I have loved being with you tonight. We hope you feel like you're a little bit more ready to set up the week ahead. And again, this is a new week. It's a fresh start. And it's going to be a magical week, hopefully, as all of you gather with friends and family. And whatever tradition, whatever setting that you're in, we wish you well. We wish you well. We wish you health. We wish you peace and comfort. And we hope to see you here again. And so, with that, it's been lovely, and we will see you all again soon.
Just like you, something magic in the way you move. You're original, you know it's true. Don't let anybody take your tune. You ain't got a single thing to prove. You're original, so just be you. Just be you. You're one of a kind of once in a lifetime, not just another face in the crowd. You light up a room with a light that's inside you. Don't be afraid to let it out. So hold your head up, don't let anybody get you down. No one can do it just like you. Something magic in the way you move. You're original, you know it's true. Don't let anybody take your tune. You ain't got a single thing to prove. You're original, so just be you. Just be you. Just be you. Just be you.
You gotta believe you're here for a reason. This world needs somebody like you. 'Cause anybody can be a copy, and there will always be people talking. So face your fears and chase your dreams and dance like no one's watching.
No one can do it just like you. Something magic in the way you move. You're original, you know it's true. Don't let anybody take your tune. You ain't got a single thing to prove. You're original, so just be you. Just be you. Just be you. Just be you. You're one of a kind of once in a lifetime, not just another face in the crowd. No one can do it just like you. Something magic in the way you move. You're original, you know it's true. Don't let anybody take your tune. You ain't got a single thing to prove. You're original, so just be you. Just be you. Just be you. Just be you.
Ooh, in the winter's chill, let the candles light the night up from the windowsills. Ooh, as I draw you near, and we whisper all the sweet sounds only we can hear. On the coldest evening in this December,
I'll hold you in the heat of the glowing embers.
let the world stand still, the church bells ring, silent night as the angels sing hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Ooh, let there be peace on earth. Let the lonely join together. Let them know their worth. Ooh, let the children know there's a brighter day ahead.
Let's hold on to hope. And on the coldest evening in this December,
Let us pray the spirit of love will linger.
oh, let the world stand still, the church bells ring, silent night as the angels sing. Hallelujah.
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 Let the magic warm the moon lady. Hear the choir join in singing everywhere. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Glory, glory, glory. I'm so glad to have you here.
And may this Christmas moment last sweet.
Let the world stand still, the church bells ring. Silent night as the angels sing. Hallelujah. 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 Let the magic warm the moon lady. Hear the choirs join in singing everywhere.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.